Have you ever sat in a doctor's office, feeling genuinely unwell, and then right as the doctor asks what's wrong, your mind just draws a blank?
It's such a tricky moment. You want to explain your symptoms, but suddenly, especially in English, it's like all the right words have left your head.
That stress can really take over. But the good news is, learning just a few practical expressions transforms that whole experience.
Today, we're going to break down how to describe health issues and physical symptoms clearly, so you can feel much more confident in those situations.
We'll walk you through the most useful vocabulary to describe pain, how to structure your explanation, real-life scenario practice, and a couple of easy shadowing exercises to help you remember it all.
Let's get started by setting the scene. Imagine that quiet clinic, the gentle hum of lights, and that first big question from the doctor, "How can I help you today?"
That opening question can really make your heart race. But there's a simple way to keep your explanation clear. Just focus on three things: where it hurts, what it feels like, and when it started.
Absolutely. And from my experience, trying to describe everything at once only leads to more confusion. Breaking it down step by step makes it so much easier.
When you concentrate on those three details, you're setting yourself up for a smoother appointment and fewer follow-up questions.
I learned that the hard way my first time abroad. I could only say, "I am sick," over and over. The doctor had to ask me a dozen questions just to figure out what I meant.
That's such a relatable story. Using specific adjectives really helps. Instead of bad, you can say sharp pain, which means strong and sudden, kind of like being poked with a needle.
Or if it's more of a continuous discomfort, you'd call it a dull ache. That's a steady, mild pain in the background. It just doesn't go away.
One more, throbbing pain. That's when it pulses or beats, often in time with your heartbeat. Think of a pounding headache.
When you use these words, it paints a much clearer picture for the doctor. It saves time, and honestly, it helps you feel a lot less anxious.
Let's anchor everything with today's golden sentence. Clear communication helps doctors give you the right care and brings you peace of mind.
When you can share exactly what you're experiencing, the doctor is able to diagnose you quickly. Plus, you worry less because you know you got your message across.
Let's practice it together. Repeat after us, one part at a time. First, clear communication helps doctors
Give you the right care.
and brings you peace of mind.
Now, say the whole sentence out loud. Let it become your go-to reminder whenever you feel nervous about speaking English in a clinic.
How about we see these expressions in action with a short role play? I'll play the doctor, and you can listen and imagine yourself as the patient.
Good morning, doctor. Thank you. I have been feeling under the weather for the past 3 days.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you describe your symptoms for me?
I have a dull ache in my lower back, and I've also been feeling quite dizzy since yesterday.
Does the pain stay in one spot? Or does it spread anywhere else?
It mostly stays in one spot, but it gets worse if I stand up quickly or bend over.
Did you catch those useful phrases? Let's break them down. First, feeling under the weather. That's a gentle way to say you feel a bit sick, maybe with a cold or mild illness.
Then we had dull aches, persistent, not very sharp, just always there. For example, I have had a dull ache in my shoulder all afternoon.
Another one is over-the-counter medication. Those are medicines you buy without a prescription, like aspirin or cough syrup.
We also mentioned to check your blood pressure. That's something doctors test to see how your heart is working. And finally, to bend over, which simply means leaning forward at the waist.
Now, let's try a little shadowing. Listen to me, as the doctor, and S2, as the patient. After each patient line, repeat it yourself even quietly if you're on the bus.
I have been feeling under the weather for the past 3 days.
Now, say that line in your own voice. Ready for the next one?
I have a dull ache in my back, and it hurts when I bend over.
Let's switch it up. Try, I have a throbbing headache, and I've been feeling dizzy since this morning. Give that a go now.
The more you practice these lines, the more natural they'll feel in a real clinic. It's all about letting your mouth and brain get used to these sounds together.
So, think back. Have you ever needed to explain a health problem in another language? What was the hardest part?
Take a moment and answer in your own words. For example, you might say, "It was difficult because I didn't know the right words for my pain."
No pressure. Just forming your thoughts in English is already great practice. Now, If you had a clinic visit today, which phrase from this episode would you feel confident using?
Maybe you'd say, I'd use the phrase feeling under the weather. Saying these things aloud builds your active vocabulary and makes future appointments much easier.
Let's wrap it all up with 3 key takeaways. First, being specific about your symptoms helps you get better care. Second, simple vocabulary like sharp pain, dull ache, or throbbing pain makes a huge difference. Third, practicing real clinic phrases aloud gives you confidence when it matters.
Here's one practical step. Write down 3 short sentences about how you feel today using one new adjective. For example, I have a slight headache. Keep that note as a quick reference for your next appointment.
Building this habit creates a mental library of phrases, so you're never caught off guard at the doctor's again.
If you'd like, share your favorite health-related English phrase in the comments. We'd love to see what makes you feel confident at the clinic.
Thanks for joining us today. Every practice session brings you closer to speaking English naturally and calmly when you need it most.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.